We've got a special guest today.
Hi there,
It's
Matt.
also the first Pood of the new year. That's important.
How do
I'm
you
not important.
How do you
yeah,
feel?
you're not. Fuck you.
And we found it was incredibly important for Pood 5 to have Matt so he could talk about Shin Megami Tensei 5.
It's like poetry so that it rhymes.
Because the only reason Matthew over here wants a Nintendo Switch is Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah, I was watching the Switch presentation. I was thoroughly unenthused, and then Shin Megami Tensei 5 came on, and I was screaming in my chair.
And Brian will include the audio from that reaction right here.
I would have been so hyped.
Take a look at this. No, wait.
Now take a look at this.
Get a load of this.
Come on, Nintendo, give us Mother 3.
Oh god! Oh,
Oh no!
is this Shin Megami Tensei?
Matt, you have such a boner right now, don't
Give
you?
it to me.
Is this Baroque too?
Shin Megami Tensei! 25th!
Oh, Matt is so hyped right now.
5 coming to the fucking Switch.
Powered by Shin Megami Tensei 5! Shin Megami Tensei 5! Please!
Matt, you're so hyped. I thought this was gonna be your pessimistic day. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I see demons.
Oh, shit.
Oh! The demons! Oh my god, it's Shin Megami Tensei 5!
This dude looks scary, man.
Matt is so excited right now.
Yup. He's gonna buy it. Confirmed.
Oh, shit! It's Odin.
Stand.
Odin!
Oh.
Look at these abs.
Shin Megami Tensei 5!
Pick.
Shin Megami Tensei 5!
This actually looks like a really good character model. I think the Switch is more powerful than people are giving it credit for.
Tensei 5, please.
Sweet.
That's pretty good graphically.
Yep.
This is
Nintendo
actually
America,
really
the next
interesting.
entry in the Shin Megami Tensei franchise.
Yes! Yes!
Calm down, man.
Okay, the thing about that trailer is nowhere in there does it say for sure it's Shin Megami Tensei 5. We just know
I
it's
think
Shin
it's
Megami
probably-
Tensei.
Enthusiasm.
What
I
if it...
guarantee it probably translates to like Shin Megami Tensei Anniversary Project or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I bet it doesn't like something really vague.
I mean, it's in the mainline series. That's all I care about. There's never been a bad mainline Shin Megami Tensei, so I'm good.
All right. But okay, before I just want to pose this question to you guys. So, in my last video, the adaptation one, a lot of people, I don't understand this. A lot of people gave me flack for saying that the original JoJo OVA was better in some places. But the key thing here is people said the anime's animation was better when it isn't. It just looks like in stills it looks nicer, but it doesn't animate nearly as well. So I'm like,
Hey Brian, I hate to tell you this, but you're asking this question to two people who don't watch JoJo.
Well, one person who used to watch JoJo.
I'm just like,
I'm the only one who's pure.
That's true. That's true.
this doesn't pertain to just JoJo. I'm just like, why do you think people confuse still image, like good art, for good animation when it doesn't necessarily mean the same thing?
It might be because the new series is in HD and is digitally rendered rather than, on paper like the good old days.
Because I was watching Mob Psycho 100 earlier for like the first time, and like it doesn't look pretty necessarily, but it animates so fucking well.
It's very fluid, yeah.
Yeah, it is so goddamn fluid. Like, each frame feels like an individual frame specifically crafted with love. Meanwhile, it's like in JoJo, it's like, oh look, it's the same two mouth talking animations repeating. And then it's like Dio's arm moves, and it's just clear that it's like a PNG image just being rotated, and it's very annoying.
Nothing could be as well animated as Polar Bear's Cafe. So,
the big thing with the new JoJo is that it's faithfully recreating every panel from the manga, and with that comes a lack of fluidity because it's trying to be on model with everything from the manga. It's like
weird.
high detail everything, but unlike the old show, they're keeping the art style the same. So there's like a rigidity to everything because everyone's anatomy is fucked beyond belief because that's how JoJo goes.
I guess I can't really say for certain because I've never watched either, but I guess the way you guys are describing it reminds me of the remake of Psycho by Just Van Sant, when he just kind of did like a shot-for-shot remake of Hitchcock's like original Psycho. And so it's like, it's the same cinematography, but it's just so like flat and not as well made because the same like emotion and intention weren't behind each of the shots. And there isn't the same acting and you know.
I guess you could say that what we're talking about is like the expression in what's being animated. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you've watched any like typical anime that airs on a weekly basis, like Pokemon, like you can tell when they're reusing animations, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in like the JoJo OVA, like you rarely had that because they had so much. Because they were working with shorter episodes, and so they could craft panels differently, more efficiently to make it look smoother. Whereas with JoJo, it was airing like every week for 48 episodes. They only took like a month or two off, so the animation had to suffer as a result.
Yeah, the thing that struck me about the OVA was in the very first episode, you see Kekyoin in the desert, and he's like way more expressive than anyone ever is in the new series. He just like makes a grimace or something, and there's way more emotion behind his expression than just about anything at all from the new series.
Yeah, it's just like everyone kept saying though in the comments, like, well, not everyone, but a lot of people were saying, I prefer the new anime because the animation is so much better. And I'm like, have you fucking watched the two? I played footage of both of them, and like, no, the OVA's animation is light years ahead of the animes. It was really stupid. And then
I gotta say, after watching your video, I prefer the animation of West Side Story to
every panel was crafted with such love and detail. Oh, it was so beautiful. It looked so realistic.
If you watched Bry's video and you're wondering why he brings up West Side Story halfway through, other than the fact that it makes a really good point, it's because it was my idea. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that's happened with a video. George's like infomercial for his George socks is like completely written by me. The second one, that is, like, there's a full Discord chat of me just writing script ideas, and they all
I mean,
there.
It's good to consult your friends for video when writing a video.
I fight
because
for my friends.
I steal my friends' credit.
Friends.
I give you both credit at the end of the video.
Speaking of friends, this is like the third attempt at recording Poodcast 5.
It kind of is.
What happened last time?
We weren't feeling it.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why we took off so long is because the holidays. Then we were trying to look for a time we were available. We took a week off because I was at MagFest, and Brian wanted to work on his new video. And then Tuesday, I think it was last week. Was it last Tuesday? Yeah, it was. We recorded about 30 minutes of it, and then I just fucking went into a comatose. Like, I started getting like the flu shivers, and I was just in bed for the rest of the fucking night, and it was not it was not good.
Okay. I was pretty tired during that one myself, so when Kawlun was like, I'm not feeling this one, I was like, thank fucking God.
Thank God he got sick mid-episode.
Thank God. Let me tell you what.
I just fucking keeled over.
And Brian laughed.
Yeah.
Boy.
But yeah,
But hey, now we can talk about the
happening.
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
Which happened 2 days after, so I guess it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, we're recording this on Monday. By the time this goes up, I will probably be at the dentist. I gotta go to the dentist on Wednesday.
Okay.
Great. Why are you telling us this?
Because it was...
This is important information.
Brian, do you want me
ex-
to show up at your dentist appointment? Is that what you're telling me?
If you
I'm gonna
could
dress
pay
up
for my
as
dentist appointment, it's going to cost
I can't
like
say
$140.
words. Oh no! I'm gonna dress up as Oren Scrivello, DDS from Little Shop of Horrors, and start singing in your dentist office. Can I talk about that? Am I allowed to talk about the apples analogy? Okay. I'll just tell Matt about the apples after we start recording.
I mean,
Oh my god.
I mean, was it a flawed idea? Yes.
Yes, it was.
It really was. I'm not going to deny it. I'm just like...
I'm not gonna lie, this is definitely me when I have bad ideas.
I mean, yeah. I've done it before and it worked. I consult you guys for a reason. I consult you guys with video ideas too, because I'm like, I don't know how to make this part sound right. You know, like, you guys can offer better advice than one man talking to himself can.
I assume that somebody just saw something.
That's a good meme. I like it.
What?
I won't lie. This is definitely me when I see a good meme. We should probably talk about not this. So Thursday night, Nintendo had their little Switch press event presentation thing, and Matt, Brian, and I, and a couple other people who are less important, we all watched it together, and we streamed it for some reason, and we recorded it for some reason, and 'twas good. I recommend. I give 5. They had a better showing than any fucking single year of the Wii U.
Yep.
Which is kind of crazy.
Oh man, it was great because while we were watching it, Matt was like so confident he was gonna hate the whole thing. And then I do think like one of the best shown. Okay, I don't get why everyone says Super Mario Odyssey looks terrible. Because it reminds them of Sonic 2006. Like,
I think it's because they only see the city section and they don't realize it's not a hub world. It's an actual fucking level designed to be played.
it looks
And
really
also they
fun.
don't realize that Mario and Sonic play completely differently. Like, Mario can go around a city level and it'd be fine. Because he doesn't have to, like, speed dash.
Yeah. But apparently he can roll. I really like what they're doing with the hat, though. Like, to create platforms for yourself. That's really fucking cool. Just that one little idea.
I just think Mario Odyssey looks fucking great.
Yeah, Mario Odyssey looks really fun.
And I'm not saying that in like oh gee whiz, this new Mario game sure looks good just like the others. Like, I'm being real that when I watched the Odyssey trailer, when they first showed it, I was in the state of like childlike wonder. And like, I remember seeing Mario 64 when I was a youngin' and being like, whoa, that's fucking nuts, you know? And I remember having the same feeling like playing Spyro and stuff. But like, because I was a PS1 kid. But like, you see Sunshine and you see Galaxy and you see 3D World and you're like, oh yeah, that's just more Mario. It's just Mario going around random levels. I have not felt the same way, not just about a Mario game, but just about a 3D platformer in general, like the same way I feel about like the same way I felt about Mario 64 and Spyro that I do like and when I saw Mario Odyssey. Like Mario Odyssey has given me that feeling once again, and I cannot fucking wait to play it.
Yeah,
I know,
Mario
right?
Odyssey looks like the Mario 64 sequel that they've been neglecting to make for the past
It looks
20
like
years.
64 too. It looks
Yeah.
like it's not some like dumb, stupid, cockamamie bullshit like Sunshine. It's not its own thing like Galaxy. It's not 3D Land like 3D World was, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. I'm just, it's Mario 64 too.
I've got a friend who hates everything, and he literally messaged me the day after the Switch presentation and said, Super Mario Odyssey looks like the best game I've seen in a very long time.
Absolutely. And and that's the thing about the Switch presentation is that almost everything they showed looked great.
Everything, once they showed
Everything
Splatoon
that
2,
actually-
everything after Splatoon 2 looked great.
Everything that showed
Splatoon 2.
actual...
Including Splatoon 2, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything that showed actual gameplay looked great. And again, not just from a, like, oh, this looks like a great new game, I can't wait to play. Like, no, like, I am actually really excited to play these games because they actually look fantastic.
Like
Splatoon 2 sounds like it's going to fix every single problem Splatoon 1 had. Every single one. And I cannot wait.
the one iffy game though that I know the one game like a lot of people are like should have been a pack-in is 1-2 Switch. I don't see the appeal of 1-2 Switch whatsoever.
What that I'm sorry, that is that a game?
Is it a game?
1-2
No,
Switch
it's
should have
not.
been 1-2 Switch should have been packaged in like Face Raiders, just like installed on the console with no context or anything.
1-2 Switch is
it's
like
there.
it seems like less of a game than Face Raiders was.
It
You don't even
I'm-
use the screen.
I'm a little bit less pessimistic about it. I think 1-2 Switch could be interesting, just not at the price they're selling it for.
Now you see,
Yeah.
the reason I'm pessimistic is because I have no friends.
See, that's the thing. I do. I also have a girlfriend. So
So do I.
I think
know, but I'm just saying, like, that's... I feel like these games are going to be really fun to play, when you bring them places.
I think 1-2 Switch is going to get old after like a few minutes, though.
That's why I might consider renting it instead of...
yeah. It like I liked Nintendo Land a lot with the Wii U.
Nintendo Land
but
was a full-scale game. It was a whole bunch of
Nintendo Land was fucking
games.
neato. I think it's probably the most underrated game on the Wii U.
I think it's the best game on the Wii U.
I don't
know, Devil's Third, but...
I really liked Nintendo Land, so it's really baffling that they didn't try and create something like that. Because games like the little Mario chasing game in fucking Nintendo Land is a fucking blast to play with friends.
That Animal Crossing
remember-
game I played for fucking months with my cousins. It was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I remember, like, having friends over when the Wii U came out, and I'd bring up Nintendo Land, and they were like, the fuck is this? But then as soon as we were playing, like, the Game & Watch Octopus game, or Donkey Kong's Roller, whatever, or the Zelda one, we were having it. Oh, and the Metroid one. The Metroid one's really fucking good. We were having a blast.
The Metroid one is like a full-scale game.
Yeah, it's like a full third-person shooter. So
But the thing
it's-
is, it looked like a game. 1-2
Yeah.
Switch doesn't look like a game at all. It looks like
party favors.
it looks like Trivial Pursuit
It
DVD
looks like
edition.
that thing Ubisoft canceled for the Wii U.
You know what?
I was thinking
Yeah.
that too. I was like, oh, did Ubisoft bring their game back? But no.
I think the party at, like, and what's interesting is that I think there's actually much better party games that are being released on the Switch around launch that are much better than 1-2 Switch, like Bomberman R, which they didn't show during the preservation. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I think they showed it during the sizzle
presentation.
reel.
They did. They showed it during
Yeah.
the sizzle reel. They showed a lot of games during Sizzle Reel. Did you guys fucking know that they showed a new Spelunker in the Sizzle Reel? And no one told me?
Yeah, they did.
And I was really mad about that because I fucking love the Spelunker games.
I'm really excited. Okay, so I know that it's but like
what? Words. And I think ARMS looks fine. I think like now that we know all the information we can know about ARMS, I think the Nintendo Treehouse presentation of ARMS was better than the one they actually did during the show.
Yeah, the information given away in that definitely made me go from mildly interested to I'll definitely.
Because now we know
up.
we can play local with split screen, and we can also do online, and we can just play with normal controls and not like motion.
You see, the thing, and I want to segue into a different topic here. The thing about online multiplayer with the Switch is that now it's paid.
And that is my least favorite thing about the Switch.
That is the worst thing.
That is the worst thing.
This
about
is
the
where
Switch
you pay this is where you play the Sonic Unleashed Rank E music.
Now, I'll say this much. I am going to hold off judgment of the actual paid service itself until there are games to play on it. You know, during the trial period when Splatoon 2 is out, because I think that's going to be the best way. Oh, and Mario Kart, because those are going to be the two best games to try it out with. And until they announce a price. And I think that was their biggest fuck up when announcing is they did not say the price.
Yeah,
right. Like a lot of people assume it's $5 a month right now, which
because the other two are $5 a month. Like the biggest announcement, I think the biggest thing they fucked up was not announcing a price and then revealing all the benefits of the paid service, which are essentially nothing.
Because if it's something like $15 a year, that's
like if
fine.
it's $20 a year and it's a couple bucks a month, like then okay, it's not the worst. I still wouldn't want to pay for online for it, but if it's that cheap, it's not a problem. Hell, even if they do EA Access's thing of $30 a year, that's not bad. That just all right, whatever. I just have to pay $30 one time a year, and I can just play Splatoon when I'm lying in bed. That's okay. But if it is $50,
fuck off.
Unless the thing sells well, I don't know what to say on that.
Yeah,
I feel like okay. So this was go on, Matt.
Yeah, with the paid online, I've already decided that I'm not buying any multiplayer games for the Switch at all.
I'm going to buy multiplayer games, but I'm going to only play them online, like, if I really feel like it. Like, because, like, you know, sometimes you'll, like, because I've had months go by on Xbox Live where I won't play online at all. And even though I've had paid for, like, a year's worth of gold. And so I'm like, I feel like I'll just buy it on a monthly basis when I need it. You know, like, oh, I really want to play.
Is that what you do with Xbox?
That's what I do with Xbox. Yeah, it's like,
okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, I feel like that's much cheaper for me now. This is what I was suggesting. This is what I suggested. The deal, if it was $50 or $60 a year, wouldn't be nearly as bad if it included N64, Game Boy, and GameCube Virtual Console games. And
or
it let you keep them.
Keep the NES and SNES games
you know,
they give you.
Now,
you get that. You only get them for a month, which is fucking bananas. I don't like. Even I can't justify that.
Yeah, the not letting you keep the games is ridiculous. Does if you cancel your PlayStation Plus subscription, doesn't that get rid of your PlayStation Plus games?
Yes.
It does,
yes,
but if you get PlayStation
thought.
Plus later, you can access those games again,
yeah,
which is good.
Getting rid of your free Virtual Console games a month after they give them to you is just ridiculous,
especially considering they're fucking NES and SNES games.
Yeah, that's not an incentive to get the service, because we're going to be real here. People just pirate them on their phones or the computers, and they don't care. Nobody cares about playing old NES and SNES games unless you package them in some kind of crazy collector's item like the NES Classic.
Here's what I was suggesting.
Okay, go on.
Here's what I was suggesting. It would be substantially better if it was 50 or 60. If instead of giving you a rental, I'm fine with the rental service because it basically be like PlayStation Now or whatever. If it gave you access to like a handful of games a month, or it gave you access to the whole NES and SNES catalog that
if
you
they
could
had like
play.
a little Netflix for classic Nintendo like titles, which they could totally fucking do.
That shit would be successful.
Yeah,
I mean, especially considering, and here's the cool part here, because they kind of like slid this in with that announcement. Virtual console games are getting online multiplayer.
SNES games, and I believe that was also the case on the Wii. Like, I think Street Fighter 2 already had online on the Wii.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think
have
so.
no recollection of this.
I know the 3DS Virtual Console had download play for NES games,
Something
which was fucking
on
cool.
the Wii had online multiplayer.
But is it just NES games, or is it both NES and SNES?
It's just SNES.
See,
Okay.
I feel like I don't think it's that bad if you expand that range to like GameCube games, but like, you know what I mean? Because like, and if it continued to offer online for those, like GameCube Virtual Console, Smash Brothers Melee online components.
Do you think there will be another Direct in February?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, maybe for Zelda. Maybe for Zelda.
No, but I was gonna say for like
maybe for Zelda
launch digital titles for the Switch.
No.
Okay.
Friday's the Fire Emblem Direct, right?
Yeah, they're probably going to show off Fire Emblem Warriors, and if they have a new 3DS game, they'll tease that or something.
I'm kind of excited for Fire Emblem Warriors, but everyone's like, God damn it, like half the roster is going to be Fire Emblem Awakening and Fates characters.
I hope not. I said before the presentation, because everybody pretty much knew that they were going to do Fire Emblem Warriors. That's the only other Nintendo franchise that would fit that's popular. I mean, but
Mario Warriors.
No, I said before the presentation that Fire Emblem Warriors is just going to be Awakening, Fates, and the Smash Brothers regulars.
Oh man, you guys, I would fucking love if they did Donkey Kong Warriors. That shit would be so fucking good.
I want
to the DK rap the whole time.
Yeah, no, exactly. Could you imagine playing as fucking Cranky Kong and doing those like little twirls against like a million enemies with the fucking cane? That'd be great.
That would be pretty good.
That or a mother.
I've always wanted them to make a 3D version of the Smash Brothers, and they could do that with Warriors, I guess.
Mother Muso would be the greatest game of all time.
Super Smash Brothers Warriors.
Wait, what if they made a Super Mario Warriors? They included the Donkey Kong family.
Well, they would, yeah, because they're in the other Mario spin-offs.
True. Even Mario Kart, like
all of the streets in Mario Odyssey are named after DK characters.
Yeah.
There's like Dixie's Cafe and like Cranky Street and stuff like that.
Yeah. What was it? I noticed though, like the only real first party port they really announced was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
The one game no one was
Breath
expecting. The one game no one was expecting to get a port.
What?
Well, I'll say this much. Well, I'll explain it like this. There was 3 games that were rumored to have Wii U to Switch ports, and that was Splatoon, Mario Kart 8, and Xenoblade Cross. And
Smash Brothers.
And Smash.
Well, and Smash, yeah. But I'm just talking about the 3 that have been announced so far. And no one expected them to announce actual sequels to Splatoon and Xenoblade. But if there was one of those 3 games that would have made sense for them to announce a sequel to, it would have been Mario Kart 8.
See, I feel like the Mario Kart 8 one being a port was the most obvious with changes to the battle mode. I felt like that was the most given.
Yeah,
the least likely port to happen, in my opinion, would have been Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yeah, but a sequel to Xenoblade in like 2 years? That seems
we can
really
move past
unlikely to me.
Xenoblade X, though. Because Xenoblade X's story was terrible. The gameplay was actually pretty good, in my opinion. But the rest was utter shit.
My friend made a joke saying that, like,
In Xenoblade 2, apparently the Monado is a cute anime girl, so the Monado is going to be your waifu.
It's
Cat.
so wait, there were 3 Monado in Xenoblade Chronicles. Does that mean there are going to be 3 waifus? Do you get to date 3 Monado?
Oh my God.
My friend pointed out and said that like that in the time it took Square to make Final Fantasy 15, Monolith released like 2 complete, like finished, full, like open world RPGs.
And then we're working on another.
Fair,
Xenoblade 2 is supposed to come out this year.
Yeah.
Which to be fair, Final Fantasy 15 is like technically far above either of those 3 games.
Are you
from
sure
a
about
And
that?
it's gone through so many revisions and director changes.
And it's still unfinished.
Technically, the version we got was finished in like 3.5 years when they restarted development
They
again.
restarted development again.
And it's still not a finished video game.
It's still not finished.
I
But
still
yeah,
enjoy it, but yeah, it could use a lot of work.
It is absolutely more technically impressive than at least the first Xenoblade.
Well, yeah.
I remember
first
when
Xenoblade's a
Xenoblade
fucking
X was
Wii game.
announced.
The first Xenoblade game kind of feels like a PS2 game.
A little
because
bit.
it's running on GameCube hardware.
It feels more like an early 2000s MMO because of the way the combat struck. I remember when Xenoblade X was first announced, everyone's like, "Oh my god, Nintendo's releasing Final Fantasy 15." and you know what? Like looking back on it, yeah, it totally looked like Final Fantasy 15 in the reveal.
Except it's got mechs and it's fucking neato.
It's a really fun game. Just the story needs work.
I don't know. I like Xenoblade.
I like it. It's really weird
I like
though.
Xenoblade Cross. I'm okay with Xenoblade 2. I mean, it's fucking weird the third game's being called 2, but hey, whatever. I'll
art direction looks like ass though.
It's
Xenoblade Cross's art direction.
The character models did not translate.
The whole
well.
game
I feel
looked
like
really fucking good, and then the character models, what happened?
I feel like Xenoblade X, the character models were purposefully like awkward because of the end game twist.
Yeah, I stated in my review, everyone looked like dolls, and that kind of ended up being true.
Everyone looks like real dolls.
Because like everyone looks less human than they did in Xenoblade 1 somehow, even though Xenoblade 1 had textured on faces.
But you see, the problem there, in my opinion, is in some scenes they were actually animated really well. Like in my review, I stated the characters in Xenoblade 1 emote 50,000 times more than those in X. But like there are moments in X where they emote just as well, so I'm like the doll argument doesn't really have that much. I
feel like the character models were specifically made to look like dolls, but the animation thing is just laziness or just improper management.
Yeah,
it's the same way with the first Xenoblade, how they use stock animations for almost every conversation.
I still can't believe the rest of Xenoblade Cross looks so fucking good on the Wii U.
It really does.
Granted that it's running at a lower resolution because of it, but like
they take a lot of shortcuts, but in stills it looks good.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
It
with
feels
the weather
good.
effects and everything. It looks really fucking good.
Yeah, I really like the art. It's really weird though that in 2 they got the art director from Expelled from Paradise to make the character designs.
He does erotic manga, if anybody didn't know.
I think that's kind of fascinating about Japan.
He did character designs for one of the Fire Emblem Awakening DLCs.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, I find it really interesting that like being a hentai artist in Japan doesn't make you a less credible candidate for anime stuff. Like, oh, you're drawing this? Well, here, I got this thing I want to make called Saikon no Quasar. Are you up for it? And he's like, yeah. If you look up the Fire Emblem card game, a lot of the artists who work on that actually draw a lot of hentai. And it's I think it's really interesting. And I think my favorite artist there is Fool's Art. I actually follow his Twitter because he actually does like really fucking good art. But it's so weird because he's like always drawing such sexualized or such manly men. But like if you go to his Twitter feed, like pretty much everything is about him talking about how much he loves his daughter. And I'm like, at least the guy's a family man. As he draws the lewds in his other room.
So I got a question that actually kind of segues from that topic, and that is someone brought up a really interesting point, and that is due to the Switch's like kind of form factor and ability to be not only a docked home console but a portable on the go. And with a really good lineup of what is so far somewhat niche, like first-party Nintendo consoles, hi Cat, and a bunch of other like JRPGs and other kind of niche stuff like that. Do you think the Switch not only will be a successor to the Wii U, but also the Vita?
Yeah. What? Yeah, I feel like I thought about this.
Think about it.
The Vita?
The Vita.
Because
the Vita is just like a super fucking niche handheld. And I feel like due to the fact that the Switch has like not only this portable capability, which Japan fucking loves, but is also more powerful and has more ways to play, like, do you think that as dead as the Vita is, do you think the Switch could be the final nail in the coffin of that console?
I think it already was.
If it sells well enough, it'll be hard to dethrone it in Japan. Because Japan is the only country where it's been successful.
But here's the thing, like, the Switch is gonna be technically, because again, Japan loves their portables. If you imagine getting a console that has not only like Splatoon on it, but also all your favorite anime titty games, like.
You know what?
Splatoon is going to be a huge seller.
That's what I think. I think something like Splatoon might really push sales of the Switch in Japan.
Here's the thing. The Splatoon will definitely be a huge system seller for it in Japan. It's already proven more popular than Mario and Zelda because those are like... I
think it might get the niche market. I really do think it will.
Yeah, but
at least the one that the Vita is taking up.
The true final nail that Nintendo can use to like hammer it in, like, yeah. Get Capcom to release Monster Hunter on it. Vita fucking dead. Fucking destroyed. Blown out of the water. Hiroshima returns.
They can do so many, like, anti-Vita ad campaigns. You don't have to use proprietary memory cards.
Exactly. I think that's the reason why it might actually kill this already dead handheld.
Yeah.
Because it is technically everything that makes the Vita, but it's also intended to be a home console, so all of the failings of the Vita have been outed, basically. Mm-hmm. I think it just needs to sell well. It has to need games that people like, which I think with Splatoon and Mario, that shouldn't be a problem.
And Disgaea in Japan.
Shin Megami Tensei and Xenoblade are definitely going to help a lot in the long run.
Xenoblade more than Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
I think
Dragon Quest and the new I Am Setsuna, fucking a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming to the Switch.
I think
in terms of niche.
I think as long as it can be a success in Japan, it can be a decent success in America because the Vita gets a lot of exclusives simply because Japan's like more handheld oriented, and so like you get a lot of ports to your PS4 in America because those Vita games won't sell in the West, so why not put it on the PS4? But if you have the Nintendo system, you don't have to port it to a home console, so you save development cost. You don't have to do well when bringing it over, and so it's like by having more exclusives in Japan, it kind of has more exclusives in the West as a result as well.
You see, because the Switch has similar architecture and can handle similar things to other to the other systems out currently, they don't have to worry about the whole Wii U situation now with having to downscale games just to make them work on the Nintendo system. So I don't know how much money it costs to port over games, but it should be less of a risk for the Switch than it was for the Wii U because the tech is better, unless somehow the next console generation happens next year, which I don't think it's going to.
Yeah, not with the Scorpio and Pro. I think though, crap, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say fuck, I can't remember now. What the fuck? What was I gonna say?
The only reason why I'm sort of hounding on the fact the Switch has this gets this niche market is because the thing is region free now, and I would much rather jump through the hoops of getting oh my fucking god! A new bullets
in on the conversation, Matt.
All right, the cat's in the podcast.
I would much rather
now.
get a new Senran Kagura or Bullet Girls or EDF on the Switch than the Vita, and I feel like in the next few years, with Sony doing their little just forget the Vita fucking exists kind of thing they're doing now, it might happen. But who knows?
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. That's the other thing. It's region free now.
I think. Oh, this is what I was going to bring up. I don't think. I find it weird. Okay, so in the West, because we are still more oriented towards consoles, right? Like home consoles.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, it's a really fucking big deal that the system can't do 1080p with certain games, let alone 4K. But in Japan, where it's primarily going to be used as a handheld, I don't think they're really going to have that issue, so I think a lot of people will be willing to develop for it more easily.
The only game we know any sort of technical specifications. Yeah, I got cottonmouth real bad. But the only games we have that kind of really technical knowledge of is Zelda and Mario Kart 8.
We also know Splatoon.
Oh, we do?
Splatoon 2, Digital Foundry checked their footage, and it's 720p still, but it's still in development, so it could raise in docked mode.
It's not 60 FPS, is it?
It's 60, yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah,
60.
They have to
It's
target
been
60.
It was 60. It was 720p 60 on the Wii U, too.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that if it's 60 FPS. I will take 720 60 over 1080 30.
I think the thing that people want for the Switch right now is they need to have some sort of technical benchmark, and at least that's comparable to other systems. And Nintendo's obviously not going to really do it because Nintendo has such a unique art style that, I mean, even if it's running 1080p 60, you really can't tell if the thing is more technically, powerful or not. Because right now, there is only one, count 'em one, AAA third-party multi-platform, grand-scale 8th gen game on the Switch, and that is Ubisoft's Steep. Which is such a fucking weird title to port over.
It really is.
But so far, I think that's the only game you could really use to compare what the Switch can do compared to an Xbox One and the PS4. And there's already technical comparisons on YouTube, and it looks the same.
I think
I don't know about resolution, but it looks about exactly the same.
I think another one, at least for some people, now I don't know about you, would probably be Dragon Quest Heroes.
I heard that
But
as
that's
well,
a Warriors
but
game.
Yeah, that's a Warriors game, but still they have to fit a lot of enemies on screen.
I guess.
No,
Maybe.
Man, I went to go pre-order on Amazon Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 on the Switch. It's sold out. It actually sold out in terms of pre-orders. What the fuck? That's the only Switch game I've seen sell out. It's really weird.
But going back on that, I feel like there's actually a lot of things that I don't think are necessarily problems, but people are I don't really want to be a Nintendo apologist because there are things about the Switch I don't necessarily like and don't agree with, but I feel like there's also a lot of things that people are making out to be problems that really aren't. The Joy-Con grip that comes with the console is not the one that you can use to charge the Joy-Cons.
Which, I mean, it makes no sense why it would be.
I mean, I can understand them including it, but, like, people are making this out as, like, oh, there's no way of charging the Joy-Cons. And it's like, when you're done using them, just plug them into the docking station.
They last 20 hours.
That's a big misconception.
Yeah, they last 20 hours. Like, just when you're done playing Zelda for 5 hours, like, either just wait till the battery runs out or just click them in and go away for a bit.
What was that tweet you saw earlier, Kawlun, that you thought demonstrated your example perfectly? Oh no, I can't play my Joy-Cons 24/7.
Oh yeah, for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
Because it's not like... The thing is that the Joy-Con charger doesn't just charge them because there's another battery in it or something. It's just like something you plug into use a cable to plug into the dock anyway. Like, at that point, you either just buy a Pro controller if you want a longer battery life that's probably going to be more comfortable than the Joy-Con controller, or you just buy a wired controller. Like, sure, that still requires buying things, but
it's kind of like I feel like if you were gonna live stream a game like for 24 hours, you would already have bought a Pro controller. I mean, that's just me, but I feel like that would be a thing already. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of an issue. I really don't.
Like even George, who can stream games for like 12 hours, he's still gonna have like 8 hours of battery life left if he were streaming a game.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Storage is
the big issue.
I'm half and half on the storage thing. It's 32 gigs internally, and it's got a micro SD card slot that apparently can accept up to 2 terabyte micro SD cards when those are a thing that exist. And on top of that, the dock actually can accept hard drives through USB 3.0, which thank you, Nintendo. Thanks for actually including good USB ports on the console this time. And, like, part of me wants to go, 32 gigs suck. On the other hand, at least there's a micro SD card, and hell, you can get 200 gig micro SD cards for like $60 now. And B, that's the reason why they're pushing cartridges so much. Like,
PS4 games have to be installed, so you eat up a lot of data.
Like, they're pushing cartridges because you don't have to install those games onto the system. Like, people are saying, oh man, Zelda takes up half of the hard drive, but it's like if you buy the cartridge version, which most people are going to, you don't have to install it.
Buying digital versions of physical games is a mistake and really bad as a consumer. Don't do it.
Yeah, especially considering that it seems like the Switch is pushing for all of its downloadable titles to be cartridges as well. Mm-hmm. Binding of Isaac is getting a cartridge.
So is Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Yeah.
Puyo Puyo Tetris isn't getting a digital release on PS4 for some reason.
This is fucking weird. Puyo Puyo Tetris was released like years ago on like every platform. PS3, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, Wii U, 3DS, Vita. And it's only coming to the US on the PS4 and the Switch, and only the Switch is getting both physical and digital releases. The PS4 is just getting a physical release. And that seems so fucking weird to me.
Huh.
Yeah, because Puyo Puyo Tetris seems like a game that a lot of people would download, right?
Yeah. I mean, and there's more of an incentive to buy digital games on the PS4 and the Xbox One because you have to install them anyway.
Yeah.
So, alright. Like, and Puyo Puyo Tetris, that's going to be a neato game.
Yeah.
To bring to parties and use the sideway Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Which then goes to my next thing that I also don't think is that big of an issue, which is the price of the Joy-Cons.
It's the same price as a Wii Motion Plus, and it's basically a Wii Motion Plus, right?
Well, for me, it's more that people are complaining about how getting 2 Joy-Cons is $80.
Oh.
But here's why I don't think it's that big of an issue. Because the idea is that Nintendo seems to be pushing for holding a Joy-Con sideways to be like one of the the majority of ways of playing local multiplayer on the Switch. Mm-hmm. it seems like they're trying to make the sideways Joy-Con a thing more than just having a full controller and playing with a friend. And if that's the case, buying a pair for $80 means you're getting 2 controllers. And the system already comes with 2, so that's 4. And that's already maxing out, like, the amount of controllers you can have, like, hooked up locally to the Switch for most multiplayer games.
Yeah, I can
Plus,
get
you
that.
can then put the 2 together and make one big controller for multiplayer games that require the full controller. So you're getting, like, 3 controllers in one, basically.
Yeah, they basically tried to make the Switch as versatile as possible.
On the other hand, the Pro controller being $70, that's, even though it's like $5 more than what Sony is charging for the DualShock 4, that's asking a bit much, I think.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I think it's because they put motion controls in it, so
they did.
so it's usable with Splatoon.
It's also got haptic feedback, or as they're calling it, HD Rumble.
Like, I'm really
But they
glad.
couldn't include an aux cord jack on it.
I'm really glad that they're bringing back like gyro controls for this, because I like it. Like
It's
I was
interesting.
saying, like I said earlier, like playing Splatoon without gyro controls, then playing it with gyro controls, and then going back is really fucking jarring because all you want to do is use gyro controls. Like, it's as accurate, it's as close to playing a PC shooter with a mouse as you're gonna get on console.
All
Then
right.
I have a question. Like, this is something I've been meaning to ask someone for a long ass time. If people are okay with the gyro controls in Splatoon, then why the fuck do people hate Star Fox Zero's controls so much?
That's because some people aren't okay with the gyro controls in Splatoon, like me. And also,
I'm not okay
it's-
with the
it's-
gyro controls in Splatoon, but I'm okay with Star Fox's.
It's also because
especially when
Star
you can
Fox,
turn it off.
Star Fox Zero, it's not optional, and also there's conflicting like
Visual feedback.
Yeah, there's conflicting visual feedback on the screen. You see your reticle and you move it with the gamepad. That's no big deal. But the reticle on the screen is not accurate to what you're actually aiming at on the gamepad.
It
so you have
isn't.
to look down at the gamepad and
It's just a
use
little
the
bit
cockpit
off.
view.
Yeah, it's a little bit off. I tried doing it before, and I noticed even something when it was in the center of the reticle wasn't being hit. It was being the bullets were flying a little to the left.
That's the big reason why people don't like Star Fox Zero, and that's perfectly legitimate because it's a terrible design decision.
Plus, you're always having to look back, up and down between both screens.
Yeah.
Which, depending on who you are, that's not that big of an issue. Like, for me, after a while, I grew used to it. But then, like,
Yeah, I didn't have too much of a problem
at
with
that
it.
point, though, you kind of just want to play on nothing but the gamepad, which I ended up doing pretty much throughout the entire game. Now, I like Star Fox Zero. It's not the greatest game, but I had fun with it. It's just questionable design that without it could have made the experience better, or at least better design itself.
I feel like with Star Fox Zero, if you took away the motion controls, it'd just be Star Fox 64 again. That's the only reason they have motion controls, because it's a lot of the same levels, all the same voice actors, all the same characters. It's just fucking Star Fox 64 again, and I'm fucking tired of them releasing Star Fox 64 again and again and again.
We have
I mean,
technically it's like Star Fox on the SNES like 4 times.
I mean, when I played Star Fox Zero, I went into the I tried out the motion controls bit. I thought they were fine, but then I went in, I turned on like the little optional bit, like a setting that you can do, and I played through it like that, and I didn't really have too much of an issue with it. Like, having like occasionally looking down at the gamepad for some like extra precision was not the worst.
I don't like how the some of the mechs controlled in there though. Like when it transformed into a bird, that was really fucking jarring. I don't know, like the actual that bird thing.
Like
didn't
again, I'm not
control
trying to
well.
say that like Star Fox Zero is like a underrated masterpiece, but I really don't. I don't know. I guess I just have magic hands because I also like the Steam controller. But like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like the gamepad at launch. I like the Steam controller, and I think Star Fox Zero's a-okay. Either I have like George Costanza hands, or I don't know.
So
But I hate the N64 controller. Don't worry, I still hate that.
It's like,
I don't think anyone can like that.
have you noticed though that like with the Switch, like almost every game that's not coming in 2017 was like third party, or at least we don't know about Fire Emblem yet, but like No More Heroes 3.
I think it's safe to assume that. It's safe to assume that most of those games are going to be 2018.
Yeah,
Or
No More Heroes 3
2019.
probably
I
hasn't
mean-
even started development yet.
To be fair, the third-party games that that were not announced to be coming this year also didn't have gameplay shown.
Yeah.
So
Except like that one Odyssey game from like the Bravely Default devs, like you could at least, they had something.
But like,
they had
they
gameplay.
did the same thing for I Am Setsuna, where they had a project name, and then they released like the name 3 months later. Then they released the game like a month after that. Like,
I'm interested in
it
the
looks
Odyssey
like
game.
it came along. Like, I think it's almost done.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how that game turns out. But like, fucking Shin Megami Tensei, we don't know about that. The demons shouldn't be a problem. They're just going to reuse the assets from Persona 5 more than likely.
I hope it's
They're going to
Tokyo
reuse the
Mirage
assets from
Sessions
Persona
2.
5, and they're going to make new 3D models for all of the new demon designs that they're making.
And the ones
Like
that they
Odin.
totally missed. Yeah, like Odin was from Apocalypse. Like there's no way
Yeah.
he's in yeah. I find it really weird that, well, I guess it's because I haven't beaten Apocalypse yet, but like I find it really weird that Odin was there. I didn't like I liked how detailed his character model was. Like you could tell, oh yeah, this thing can definitely do like around the Xbox One's level of graphics. But there was so much detail in there that could have just been done with textures that to me, as someone who knows 3D, it came out looking like a really bad model. Know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like the cracks in the lining in his armor, that didn't need to be modeled out. You could have just used a texture.
It's fine. It's really fine.
Yeah,
Honestly, I don't care. Whatever
yeah,
works.
it's just a me thing.
I hope at the Switch E3 Direct they announce Tokyo Mirage Sessions 2. Or at least a port of Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
A lot of people
my second favorite game of 2016.
A lot of people are actually hoping for a Tokyo Mirage Sessions
Here we
too.
go. Here we go.
What?
Matt, I hate games I haven't played. Levenska.
Matt, are you still there? Matt,
He straight up left the room.
he actually left.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, I hear myself. Yeah, you fucking did.
Matthew.
He can't hear you. He went to the bathroom or something. I want to hear a scream. Oh, here he comes.
Matt. Matt.
Did you like my little XD?
So I really like when you're at the concert and then big boob Pegasus lady comes down and they put gobbledygook over her cleavage for no reason, but then when you're actually fighting her in the boss battle, the gobbledygook is gone, thus revealing the big anime titties, meaning the censorship of that area was completely fucking pointless.
Yeah, what the fuck was up with that?
I think that was like Tokyo Mirage Sessions censorship is just fucking weird because only like 30% of the game is censored and the rest of it's like A-OK by them. I think that's the reason why I have so much problems with Nintendo censorship, and it is censorship, stop saying localization, you're wrong, is because it just doesn't make any fucking sense. I feel like they in February they are gonna have, maybe not a direct, but I feel like they are gonna have some sort of announcement of like virtual console stuff that will be available at launch, because they have to release it with some sort of virtual console.
No, I don't think it's going to be released with a virtual console. I think that's not coming until fall, when the paid online service starts. I think that's not coming.
I don't know.
That's what they did with the Wii U. They trickled out like one every month until the virtual console actually launched. And I think they're going to do that with the Switch too, because they're restarting the virtual console again, because they're fucking dumbasses.
Yeah, they better have like a good like 20 games at least at start.
They're not.
And here's another question. Smash was absent.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say this
And
earlier.
hang on. And as I said earlier before, Steep is like pretty much the only third-party kind of thing. Do you think they're going to save those until late E3?
Yes. They're saving some games for E3, so they have more announcements to make for bigger new seasons again.
Yeah.
They're definitely saving Smash for E3. It's going to be probably the biggest thing they're showing at E3.
I feel like the only reason they didn't show more ports is because they didn't want too many ports in the actual show.
I guess.
Because like,
there's only 2 ports.
Yeah, just showing way too many ports is immediately going to turn off a lot of customers and be like, oh, it's
just the Wii U.
Vita all over again. Because like the Vita got
the Wii U all over again.
Okay.
I think for me, the reason why they don't have many AAA third-party ports right now is because they're trying to prove to third-party developers that they can sell out their Switch stock before they can actually... So that way, when it's time to get all your holiday season big, AAA games out later in the year, developers have time to actually port them over.
Yeah.
Like, I was not expecting them to like announce ports of Battlefield 1 or like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but I don't think
those are coming.
I would not be surprised if at E3 they announced like the next COD for the Switch.
Yeah, if anything, Switch is going to get the newer games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with it getting so many older ports right now, because I think it makes the barrier for entry a lot easier. Know what I mean?
I will say, though, it's so fucking weird that Ubisoft is porting Steep to the Switch. That still seems so weird to me.
Where the
that's
Kawlun, it's their big new IP, Steep.
But, like... They could have done Watch Dogs too.
Remember?
No, I'm being completely serious. If they
remember
actually
how
announced,
Watch Dogs sold on the Wii U?
Remember how they butchered Watch Dogs 1 on the Wii U?
Remember how amazing Watch Dogs was on the Wii U?
I actually played that again recently.
Wait,
and what?
We know it's almost done. So now that I think about it, where the fuck was Pikmin 4?
E3.
That was, probably E3.
E3. They didn't want to show all their... They didn't want to give away all of the eggs that they had in their basket. They showed everything that they've already shown.
They showed everything that people would actually be excited for.
Yeah, they showed everything that people knew was coming. Like, everyone knew Mario Kart was coming, everyone knew Splatoon was coming, everyone knew Zelda was coming, everyone knew Mario was coming.
Everyone knew Power Stone Punch-Out Edition was coming.
That was the only new thing, and that's so niche.
We knew about 1-2 Switch way ahead of time.
They showed everything major that's new.
Yeah. I'm glad, though, that they did balance it with third-party exclusives. It sounds, from the way Suda mentioned it sounds kind of like Nintendo's funding No More Heroes 3's development to some extent.
I gotta say, as someone who plays, retro games a lot and all that types of stuff, the fucking backing of just, like, retro IPs on the Switch just tickles my fancy so goddamn much. We're getting the Nintendo classics, your Mario, your Zelda, whatever. We're also getting a new 2D Sonic, a possibly new Sonic Generations, Bomberman. We're getting Neo Geo games, Street Fighter 2, Spelunker, what the fuck? Monster World. I'm sorry, Monster World / Wonder Boy is coming to the goddamn thing. Ukulele, holy crap.
Yeah, I feel like Nintendo's trying to hit on some kind of nostalgia base again, because that's probably the only reason that they're making another Mario game like Mario 64. So that's why they're taking Zelda back to the basics of the original game. All this stuff.
And I love it because they all look good. I was really hoping, one of the things I was hoping from Sega was, from that presentation, was a Sonic Mania for Switch announcement.
Yeah.
And they fucking did.
Yeah.
Being
I am
made by
excited.
the Twilight Princess HD and Deus Ex
Yeah, it
Wii U
is.
developers.
It is.
Do you think
Yeah.
Nintendo had to pay them to do that? Because
I think so, because they did. Because strangely
maybe.
enough, when they announced Mania, they didn't say it was coming to, well, at the time, NX, but they did say that Project Sonic 2017 would be coming to NX.
yeah, and since it's from the
Yeah.
guys who did
Strangely specified that.
yeah,
I
since
think-
it's from
I
the
think
guys who did
Sega-
TP, it seems more obvious.
I think Sega was referred to Tantalus by Nintendo because they're good with their hardware. They're already familiar with their hardware, and judging from all of the ports, the Switch has got to be similar to the Wii U to develop for.
Or
And
at least
they're already
similar
pretty
to
familiar
the
with the
other,
Wii U.
or at least similar to other systems like the Xbox One.
No, I think it's specifically similar to the Wii U. That's why they picked Tantalus, because they developed so many games for the Wii U, so many ports specifically for the Wii U.
And speaking of Sonic Mania, so far it's the only game I've seen to be announced and not get a physical release. It's the only one.
It's likely not to get a physical release.
Yeah, I think it's because they don't want to have a physical release alongside like digital only for the other consoles.
Is Snipper Clips getting a physical?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god!
You know what else is getting a physical? The Binding of Isaac.
You told
Yeah,
us.
yeah, you said that
I
earlier.
know, but
You
like
said that earlier.
it's still so weird because that's a game that doesn't have a physical on anything else, and yet it's on everything else.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm really excited to try out Snipper Clips. It looked really fun.
Yeah. It's one of those games that everyone was like so ready to dismiss, but as soon as you've seen gameplay of it, you're like, oh wow.
Where were you? Oh god, it's $20. Well, I guess that's okay.
Also, we got 2 F-Zero clones coming to the console.
Well,
We have Redout and we have Fast Neo Racing 2.
they're closer to Wipeout than F-Zero. Both of them.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
There's something missing from those games. They just don't feel like F-Zero.
Silly catchphrases.
Maybe eccentric characters. I don't know.
So have you? So we mentioned Street Fighter 2 Ultra a little earlier. And a lot of people are upset because like the only new characters are Evil Ryu and Violent Ken, which
I'm gonna let my cat out.
I fucking love that Violent Ken is finally coming back in Street Fighter, because he's like the one side evil character that never got to be in a mainline series. He was like in a spin-off, and I always loved the idea of Violent Ken. But like the weirdest thing, and I posted this in the Discord earlier.
Yeah, is the possible VR.
Possible VR or first person battle mode.
I guess I shouldn't be surprised because there was a rumor that Capcom was trying to do some VR stuff on the Switch in preparation of doing a Resident Evil 7 port.
Yeah.
Which also wasn't announced.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm like, I think they didn't announce Resident Evil 7 because it's just about to come out, you know?
I guess.
I think it'll be
something I
something that's
wouldn't
closer to launch. But yeah, I wouldn't mind it either, but
They'll probably do like a definitive edition or something later on in the year.
maybe. I wouldn't mind.
Because Resident Evil 7 has a season pass, so presumably later in the year they're going to have your like RE7 definitive edition for like all the other consoles, and they'll just make a Switch port then, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, like that first person Street Fighter Ultra 2, like what the fuck was going on with the character models in that? Because like Bison didn't look like Bison. He looked like, I don't know, someone at Capcom took the heavy model from TF2 and dressed him up to look like Bison. It looks more like a custom character than fucking Bison. Like,
It's so weird because they could just use the 3D models from their other Street Fighter games.
unless Sony's being a dick and saying, no, you can't do that. But no, they would like look at this, Matt. Look at this. Look, does this look anything like
'cause
Bison?
Well, they're trying to make him look like Bison in Street Fighter 2.
Yeah,
Who has a really because look at the fucking scowl on his face. Like that is uncanny to Street Fighter 2.
yeah. I was
Bison.
thinking about that too.
Or Vega if you don't live in Freedom Land.
I was thinking about that earlier, and I'm like, I'm just like, wow, that's really fucking weird. Because I don't know. I'm just like, do we really need it to be based off Street Fighter 2's art style when we already have Street Fighter 5?
I mean, it is a part of Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm like, the art style, the shading on Ryu's arms is like Street Fighter 4 art style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And his gloves look like they're the same ones from Street Fighter 4. His fucking
Maybe-
gloves aren't brown. They're the fucking red ones from Street Fighter 4.
Maybe. Well, then again, did you guys watched
fucking
the
symbol, white logo with black text. There.
well, you guys
Jesus fucking
saw
Christ.
the trailer for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice that Ryu's model was the one that they used in Smash?
It was?
Yeah, look at it. It's the Smash model.
Amazing.
What a classy affair. Man, that'd be great if the final game uses that same model.
God, I hope not.
I really hope so.
I don't know. It's just a really fucking weird model choice. But yeah, it's like totally the fucking one from Smash Brothers.
A stone cold switcheroo.
Oh boy.
Stone Cold, I don't know, ice cubes.
Okay.
All right.
That we've gone on long enough. This thing's like an hour and 40 minutes. I feel like we've got enough.
We'll cut it down.
Well,
yeah.
I'll cut it down a little. I'll try and get it down to roughly an hour. But otherwise, we done good, kids. We done good.
Should we have an outro or something?
Yeah.
Well, let's think for another minute if there's anything else we could talk about.
Let me see. I got my dick right here.
Got you, Dickle.
Matt needs to still pre-order a Nintendo Switch.
I'm not getting it until Shin Megami Tensei 5 comes out. God damn it!
I have pre-ordered a Nintendo Switch.
Kawlun, tell everyone your little neato neon Joy-Con find.
Oh, this is cute. So, Matt, you know how the neon Switch bundle has like blue on the left and red on the right, and will fuck with your OCD? Well, you know how they're releasing the Joy-Cons in pairs?
Yeah.
I didn't even fucking realize they're releasing a pair that does the same thing, except it's switched. So that the red is on the left and the blue's on the right. So if you get that bundle and then you get that dual pack, you have full colors for both.
Great. That won't fuck with OCD anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, that's neat that they're doing that, so you don't have to buy like each single one separately.
Yeah.
All right, that's...
But yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Anyways, that's that.
That's Pood 5, back to the
Great.
Pood.
We're done. Pood 5 complete.
I
Matt,
won't be back next week.
You won't be back next week at all.
It's up
That's
to
right.
them.
That's... Start your change.org petitions to
Bring back.
get Matt. Bring back Matt.
Before you know it,
Yes.
we're gonna have basically the voice version of a Mega 64 podcast where there's like 50 fucking people in the room.
Yeah. Maybe we should get Scribble Scrab on here so we can start up the fucking cluster cast again.
What
That'd
are
be
you?
great.
What about Super Mario Logan or the Bit Blot?
Absolutely. Ask them. Fucking ask them. I would love for them to come on the
I know you
Poodcast.
wanted me to get Arlo to do a podcast with us.
I would love Arlo to come on.
Okay.
Tell in the comments Arlo, BitBlock, and Super Mario Logan.
These
And
are the
Chris
guys-
Bors, the irate gamer.
These are the guys we want I'm gonna direct message Arlo first, and probably only Arlo,
Yeah.
and ask him. So the goal then, get Arlo. Arlo's the only one we need. Maybe we could try and get Haydox. I don't know, but
Arlo's the key to all of this. If we can get him working, because he's a funnier character than we've ever had before.
We should get EW or ER. Who's the guy who makes those horrible Korra reviews?
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ.
We could ask him about Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
You want to trigger me 5 times over.
if you're watching this, we want you.
I want your dick.
For the WWE SmackDown versus Raw
Super SummerSlam.
on Bikini Bottom. Anyways,
Okay.
that's
Nighty night.
nighty night, boys.
And he moaned just like this. Oh.
Oh!
I guess that's it. That's how the video ends.